Hi, welcome to Whispering Willows. I'm Tanya, and I'm the psychic medium.
I'm Jamie, and I'm a psychotherapist.
And today we're going to be talking about astrology, which is super exciting because I can talk about this subject for hours.
Love it.
It is like so much. It's fun. I'm not an astrologer, okay? So don't get crazy. I have taken a lot of classes about astrology, and if somebody names a birth date, I will know immediately what they are and how they're going to act about things. So we're just going to do basics. So we're going to kind of go over how the birth chart works and your big three in the birth chart and the signs and the dates and how they work together. So to get started, I think we'll say that I am an Aries. That is my sun sign. So your sun sign is going to represent your personality and who you are as a person. Jamie is a Pisces.
Yeah.
That is her sun sign. And so Jamie is going to be, this is like really funny because Aries is the beginning of the zodiac and Pisces is the end of the zodiac. So Aries is supposed to represent like the child of the zodiac. Okay. And then the birth of the zodiac, and the Pisces is supposed to represent...
What am I, old lady?
It's supposed to represent the death.
I'm just that much more evolved.
Listen, it is. It's really funny because like you're water, I'm fire. Yeah. So like water and fire don't like mix well together, but what's in your chart? Because what's in your chart will help you determine what goes well together. It's not always like, oh, Tanya, you're an Aries. You could never be with a Pisces. That's just not true. Like, you could be with the Pisces. I could tell you what your perfect match would be. But
there's more to it.
There's so much more to it than just, oh, you're an Aries, so you're going to be like a child and you're going to be... I am very playful and I am like a child, but there is more to me than just that. And there is more to Jamie than just a sensitive side. You know what I'm saying? Because as water signs, they are like sensitive. We both show anger in different ways. As an Aries, I'm like angry and I'm fired up and like I'm going to, take something to the next level. Jamie might like cry more when she gets frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Like I will cry when I get frustrated. I'm just not quick to do that, So it just really depends what's going on in your chart and what's happening with you. We'll start off by talking about the different signs and kind of what they represent. And then in the chart, you're going to get the chart is like a circle. And in the chart, every house, so there's a house 1 through 12. And there's zodiac signs, there's 12 zodiac signs. So if I say the first house is represented by Aries. So everything that I say about Aries is what is in the first house. So my first house is in Libra, and Jamie's first house is in Libra. So this is probably why our relationship works so well, is because we both perceive to be... like to our friends, before they get to know us very well, we're very balanced and we're very just and we're fair, which I am very fair. Like being fair is very important to me.
And justice is very important.
It's very important to you. So, to us, like to our friends and stuff, then when they first meet us, they might be like, oh, you're very like balanced and you've got it together and all this stuff. Meanwhile, inside we might be like, the sky is falling. Oh my gosh, as an Aries, I'm very direct and blunt, and that doesn't come out until I get to know you really well. Like once that comes out, and then you see that I'm a child. Okay. Because then you start seeing like we have, like all of my friends that are Cancers, their natural instinct is to be a mother and to nurture. Okay. So when I have friends that are Cancers, they think that I'm their child. Even if I'm only like a few years younger than them, or even if I'm older than them.
Yeah.
They will try to nurture me and treat me like I'm their child. Like they're worried about me.
Yeah.
But that's because I'm childlike and it is in their nature to nurture children.
That's interesting.
But the other thing is with that, I just had my friend who is a Cancer, and she's just like, Tanya, everything in my chart, everything that I read about Cancer says that I should be a mom, and I just don't know. And I said, let me see your chart. First thing I see is she's a Leo. A Leo is very like, and I said to her, and I said, well, the reason why you don't feel like you would, be a mother is because you're a Leo, which is a fire sign. But Leo is we're all ruled by planets. Okay, so this is how it all comes in. So Leo is ruled by the sun. Where is the sun at in the universe? It's in the center. So the Leo is very,
They want to be in the center.
Yeah, they want to be the center of the universe. And they're very like, if you see a Leo, a lot of times like they'll have beautiful hair, or they're just very about like their appearance. And it's not saying that they're like bad people. They're just like, this is what they represent and who they are. Mm-hmm. So I said, well, because you're a Leo rising, I said, you're kind of, and I went like this. She did it at the exact same time that I did it. It was so funny. And so, I mean, it just depends what's in your chart. Yeah. Like we're Libra rising, so we love.
Some of us do.
She's in denial. Okay. So I'll just kind of like start and go down the line. So I do have the dates here. Like I usually have most of the dates memorized, but if you're on the cusp, I'm just considering you as both. So like on the cusp is going to be like, that end date, the beginning of the next.
Around the 19th, 20th.
The 19th, 20th is usually like the cusp of it. So like with an Aries, we're going to be March 21st to April 19th. And with an Aries, like you're going to get, so I'm an Aries sun. You're going to get like, I'm very self-starting. We are the natural leaders of the zodiac. We're going to get things going. We're ruled by the planet Mars. So the planet Mars is about action. They call it the planet of war. This is a lie. I do not want to fight with anyone. Okay. But I want action. So when you're talking to an Aries and you're telling her or him 500 times you're going to do this, this, and that, and you don't do it, that's when the war starts. Because they're like looking for the action. So, just stuff like that. Let's see. Who else do we have? The next is going to be the Taurus. The Taurus are going to be more stable. They're going to be good with money. They are ruled by Venus. So Taurus are very romantic. And as a Libra rising, I'm attracted to that. So this is my problem. So they're going to be like very... they'll just be a stable individual. Like they have a routine. I'm not going to say like they're stable all around, but they have a routine. Like they do this every day and this is how they do it.
They like structure.
They like structure. To Aries or a fire sign, that might be like, this is boring. Like they'll do it for so long and then they'll just be like, yeah, no, I need more. I need more stimulation or something like that. And then we have, I didn't do the dates on that one. On Taurus, it's going to be 4/20 to 5/21. So the next one is Gemini, and that is May 22nd to June 20th. And they are ruled by Mercury, which is the planet of communication. So that's why they're such good communicators. They're the social butterfly. They're, at the party. They don't want to leave. So they're a fun time. I like Geminis. So Gemini, air, fire. Taurus is earth. So air and fire are good together because air is going to breathe and fuel the fire. So just to remember that. And then we have Cancer. So this is going to be the first water sign of the zodiac. So this is all about, you're the mother, you're the nurturer, you're going to take care of something. So as I go through these, and the houses are directly coincide with the zodiac. So like the first house is Aries, I am. So this is all about yourself and who you are. A lot of people think that Aries are very selfish, but they're not selfish. They're just here and to get to the next level. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to be selfish in that process. But it is all about, like, I am. So this is all about you. So you, as a Libra, in your first house, like, this is who you are. Like, you are a justice, fair person. So the next one is Cancer. So we're going to do June 21st through July 22nd. And my child is a Cancer, and I thought God was playing a joke on me by giving me a Cancer child because they are very sensitive. But you know what? It was a reason to teach me how to be more sensitive to others.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot from her. And so they have a lot of feelings, and they're very nostalgic, but they are the mothers. So this would be in the 4th house. So it's about family. So the 4th house is going to be about family and nurturing and stuff like that. So then we have Leo, which would be the 5th house. So Leo is going to be July 23rd through August 22nd. And the Leo is going to be self-aware, entertaining, playful, warm, childlike also, and creative. So the Leos are very, like I said, they are perceived as, like, the center of the universe. Like, the lion is, like, you know, in the jungle. Next, now we're going to go into the Virgo. So the Virgo is going to be August 23rd through September 22nd. And Virgo is going to be very analytical. Your Virgos are going to be the perfectionists. The Virgo is going to be the one standing there telling you that you're doing it wrong, or this needs to be cleaned. Okay, here's an example. I dated a Virgo, and we were cooking, and as we were cooking, everything had to be cleaned up right at that very moment, like, or he was just gonna lose it. Like, no, we can't wait on this. Like, it needs to be, like, spick and span, like, spotless. It was like a drill sergeant. So they're very meticulous. Okay, so just remember that. I will stay very far away from Virgos. I'm just saying. I'm not a Virgo girl, but that's an earth sign. So a Virgo might be someone that you would like. I mean,
I've dated several Virgos.
Yeah, so Virgo, and they're very, like, into earth, and, like, they're earthy. They like the outdoors and stuff like that. So, like, remember, all the earth signs are going to kind of, like to do things outdoors. They're going to like to be outside doing things. And as a water sign, you're going to water their trees and their plants, and you're going to help them grow. Yeah. So it would make sense for you to be with a Virgo and to be attracted to a Virgo. So next is Libra. And Libra is all about balance and just and fairness and being tolerant, and they are relationship oriented. So just so you guys know. There's that. So also, this is the 7th house. So the 7th house in your chart is all about relationships. So in your 7th house, I believe that you have, like, you're right in between Aries and Taurus. So you need something that's, like, passionate, you know, and romantic in your relationships. So, and then next is Scorpio. I don't know if everyone is like this, but like, sometimes you just have a sign in the zodiac, and you're just like, this sign has ruined, like, all others of this sign for me. Oh. You know what I mean? Or you're just like, I will never date, like, a Virgo again. Or, like, this one is mine. Okay? However, I will say that I have several friends that are Scorpios.
What are the dates?
And the dates are going to be October 23rd through November 21st. Scorpios are really intense. They're, like, very, like, they're fun. Okay? Like, I have a lot of fun with a Scorpio friend. Okay? In a relationship, it is not fun for me to be with a Scorpio. Okay? So if there is, like, Scorpio in their top 3, I cannot be in a romantic relationship with that person, because it's going to come out somehow, and I just can't, like, we're not on the same plane. So, but I do understand Scorpio. So they're very intense. Aries are very intense. So we're kind of, like, button heads a little bit.
I can see that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they're very intense. They're determined. they're thorough and energetic, and they're secretive. And so you don't always know like what they're thinking, and you don't want to be on their bad side. I will tell you, you do not want to be on their bad side because they come up with some stuff. So then we're going to have a Sagittarius, which is going to be November 22nd through December 21st. So the Sagittarius is very fun and exciting and adventurous. So when you think about adventure, this is another fire sign. So they're very exciting and adventurous. But I was like telling Jamie is, her moon is Sagittarius. So her emotions, because she's a Pisces, she's going to want to cry, but also she doesn't know whether to cry or, throw a pillow or throw something at someone's head sometimes.
Sometimes I do both, or all of the above.
Yeah. However, the Sagittarius is very free. It's like a free spirit. The difference between like an Aries and a Sag is like an Aries has like a direction, like they're always trying to get to the next level. A Sagittarius is like a wild horse that's been let out of the stable and is just running free, like, and they, with no direction, but they're like having an adventure, Mm-hmm. So let's see. And then we have Capricorn. So this is going to be December 22nd through January 19th. I am a Capricorn moon. The Capricorns are very organized, serious, ambitious, hardworking. I'm addicted to work. Like, I feel like I need work to be successful. I've told multiple people, I was like, I don't know about retiring. Like, I just don't, like, what, I can't stop. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I've always got my hand in something. I'm always doing something. And, like, with my emotions, because it's my moon, that's all about your emotions. So your moon is about your emotions. Your sun is going to be about you as a person. And then your rising sign is how everyone perceives you. So a Capricorn moon is going to make me seem like cold. And it's going to make me, like, when someone starts crying, I don't exactly know how to approach them because the way that I feel hurt or pain is different than the way that other people feel hurt, pain, or show it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to react. I know that when I was a manager in banking and my employees would come to me and they would come in my office and cry, I would just be like, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do in this situation. Just like, I know what to do in every single situation. But when emotions are involved, I'm just like, I don't know how to handle this. And I think that goes into my relationships, like romantic relationships, because they think that I'm cold. Mm. And I think that I'm trying to process, what's going on and how to handle it because I'm trying to fix it. Yeah. So people think I'm cold. I'm not cold. I'm just trying to understand what's going on and why it's so dramatic. But no, I'm just kidding. That's terrible. Next, we're going to have the Aquarians. So Aquarius is going to be January 20th to February 18th. Aquarians are friendly. They're intuitive. They're very innovative. These are the people that are kind of like quirky and like they have cool ideas and you're just like, who would think of that, Yeah. But the Aquarians like are really, they're airy too. So these are the air signs. So I love Aquarians because they're very intelligent. So when you talk to them, you have a conversation with them, it just like gets your mind going. I'm just like, I love that. I love that type of stimulation. So, I'm all about like the Aquarians, the Geminis, like give me another Aries. Like I've been in a relationship with an Aries and it's like two children just
I can imagine.
It's just like two children trying to like have a good time, but like is anything serious ever gonna happen? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you're just like, okay, I think we need to focus on this, but you can't because they're distracting each other. Yeah. So it's like really a hard relationship to try to handle some serious stuff with. Mm-hmm. And my daughter, so like my ex-husband is an Aries. And so my daughter would always be like, can you guys just be serious? Because we're always joking around and stuff, and we were not like serious. But I mean, we always had a good time, but to get down to business, we were just distracting each other. Like, we would have like our own separate goals.
Yeah.
And I think like in a relationship, you kind of need like goals together.
Sure.
And when we would try to do that, we would turn into a competition because we're both Aries. And we're all about competition. So we would be competing against each other when we needed to, you know, reel it in and be there for each other. I mean, we would be each other's cheerleader, but working together on the same project, it always turned into a competition. So it was like, are we going to get anywhere with this? You know? And then we have Pisces. So Pisces are going to be our dreamers. They're going to be artistic. Jamie's very artistic. She's always doing crafts. Imaginative, intuitive, and escapist. So escapist is going to be someone who's trying to kind of like, we're going to dream about this so that we don't have to think about this or that. You know what I'm saying? So with that, so we want to go, if like with the houses. So how I was talking about the houses. So you have houses and then you have planets. So basically, what we're saying here is that all the planets and everything in the universe are affecting who we are. Your birth chart is at the moment, so you need the date of birth, the time, and where you were born to figure out what your birth chart, you know, is and how to read it. So once you do that, you're going to get, you know, like your rising sign, you're going to get your moon and all of that in this chart. So the chart starts like 1, 2, 3, 4 and goes all the way around to 12. There's 12 zodiac signs. So like I was saying before, like say for instance, the first house is all about you and who you are as a person, yourself. So your rising sign is Libra and it's in the first house. So you are Libra, like you are just, you are a person that does love, like you do want that, you know, and like we talked about how like we do want that, but our traumas and stuff and what we've been through at this age in our life, it's like really hard for us to admit that like this is something that ultimately we would love to have, you know, and then like say your 7th house is Libra rules the 7th house. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you've got Aries, Taurus, and it goes like that in the houses. So what they represent, so Aries is I am, and like this is who I am. And with Libra, it's about relationships. So your 7th house is about relationships and partnerships. And and like these can be relationships with your family, your friends, your parents, business partners, relationships, romantic relationships. So, and like as you go around, so like your 3rd house is going to be about communication because Gemini rules the 3rd house and Gemini is about communication.
Okay.
So, and that's kind of like how it works. So, when you get your chart and you see your chart, my first house is Libra, your first house is Libra. So you can see like, okay, this is who I am as a person. But like what planets are in, you know, each, you know, house. So different planets rule different things. So Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. So they're ruled by Mercury. These are good communicators. So that's what we learned. And then Taurus is ruled by Venus. So that's about love. The sun is your core and yourself. And it's ruled The sun rules Leo. And then, let's see. The moon is all about your emotions. So the moon So Cancer is ruled by the moon. So that's why Cancer is like the most sensitive and uses the most emotion of all the zodiac signs.
Okay.
And then we have Mars, which rules Aries. So we are about action and making things happen. And like if I say I'm going to do this, once I made my decision, I'm going to do it. Jupiter is about luck and expansion. So Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, And my dad is a Sagittarius, and he is like the happiest, go-lucky guy ever. And it's about expansion and luck. So, you know, it just like when you start putting these together and then you talk to someone and you're like, oh, your birthday is when, and then you start realizing like who they are, but also it's like what's in their chart. Like you don't know what's in their chart, you know? So then Saturn is all about responsibility. Okay. So Capricorn is ruled by Saturn.
Okay.
So like with my moon being a Capricorn, it makes sense that like emotionally I'm trying to be responsible. Like I'm just like, I go dive into work to like not worry about this because I'm going to do this and I'm just not going to like let this bother me because I'm responsible and I got to get things done. You know what I mean? And then Uranus is like the rebel. It's rebellion, which is Uranus rules Aquarius. So Aquarius are the rebels of the zodiac. Okay, so they're different. They're just different. That's all that means is like the rebels, they're different than everyone else. They're not going to think inside your little box. Like they're going to like, that's why their intelligence is just like, oh my gosh, like I love that, you know? Neptune is going to be Pisces. So Pisces is ruled by Neptune, which is about intuition. So like you're very intuitive as a Pisces. So you're going to be able to like, you know, use your feelers, like because you do have like that sensitivity. So you'll be able to kind of feel people out and figure things out quicker than a lot of others. So Pluto is all about transformation, and Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. So Pluto is going to rule Scorpio because they're ever changing. Like there's always something like changing and going on with the Scorpios. So, but they're like a water sign. So you have you have 3 water signs, 3 earth, 3 fire, and 3 air.
Okay.
So, and like I said before, the air and the fire, they like mesh really well. The earth and the water mesh really well, but also you have to see what's in their chart. You know, as it's so much more than this. But if you think about whenever we live at the beach, okay, every time there's a full moon, it's always king tide. So it's high tide, right? Like you're like, oh, it's a full moon. Oh, you go to the emergency room on a full moon? Yeah, they don't even talk about full moons there. Because it changes us. It changes how we act. You know, like if the moon can change the tides, like why do you not think that the rest of the universe can not change us? Like I
used to work in a psychiatric hospital, and we always got like an influx of new patients around the full moon time.
Yeah, it's always like, and people will be like, is it a full moon or something? When something crazy happens, it's always, is it a full moon? What's going on? You know, or, so Mercury retrograde, everyone's asking, I'm our friends group, like, oh my gosh, it's Mercury retrograde, like, we're in the shadow. So basically, Mercury retrograde means that a planet that is rotating and turning decides to stop and turn the opposite direction. Because Mercury is the planet of communication, this can cause a lot of chaos and confusion and can make you, you know, feel like you're losing your mind. During this time, I strongly suggest that you make a list. If you're going to go on a trip, make a list of everything you need to bring because you will forget it. Signing a big contract is not a good idea during this time because you might not be making the right choice because the communication is off and understanding. A lot of times during this time, your phone will start acting up or your computer will act up because it's all about communication. So everyone's like, what does this mean? And that's what it means. So, yeah. So, and it makes sense. Somebody will text me and be like, is Mercury retrograde right now? And I was like, yeah, why? Oh my gosh, because my computer keeps messing up. I'm having so many electronic problems and stuff like that. And a lot of times during Mercury retrograde, exes will come back into the picture.
Yeah, what's that about?
And you're just like, all of a sudden, it's a communication thing. It like throws them off. Like when the planets start going in the opposite direction, it's directly affecting us. Mm-hmm. So I mean, everything is ever changing.
Okay.
So, but I don't. What other questions do you have?
Okay. So regarding my chart. Tell me about that.
Okay, let me look at this chart. I need to like study this a little bit more. Okay, so so your sun is in Pisces, your moon is in Sagittarius, which makes sense because you are like very free spirited. Okay. So it makes sense, and I could see you kind of like tugging with your emotions, like back and forth. You know what I mean? Like back and forth with your emotions. So that would make sense. Oh, I was going to tell you. So Jupiter is in Gemini. So Jupiter is about luck and Gemini is about communication.
Okay.
So, you are a therapist. So you basically picked the perfect job for yourself. Oh. So yeah, like hold on just a second. Let me see where this is located. Yeah. The other thing in like these charts, so if you look at the chart, like it's like a circle and then it kind of like tells you where everything is. If you split the chart down the center and you're pretty even on both sides of your chart, that means that you have control of your destiny. If there are more planets on one side of your chart than the other, it means that you don't have control of your destiny.
Do I have control?
Yes, you're very balanced. You're even. Yeah. So, yeah, you have control of your destiny. Let's see. You have Venus in Pisces. So Venus is in your 6th house. So, see, I have like these little... So your 6th house is going to be Virgo. So that is like very meticulous. So that's what we said about Virgos. Is they're like very meticulous. 6th house of Pisces. Did I say Virgo?
No, I have Libra.
No. Okay, so it's in your 6th house of Pisces. So, and your 6th house is about like your day to day and your health and wellness and medical treatments and stuff like that. So this is about communication. So Mercury's in there. That's the planet of communication. So kind of just like understanding how everything kind of connects. It's hard to like understand at first, but then like once you start, reading them and stuff, and so like you being a Libra, because sometimes I would be like, I wonder how like the relationship with you, like how I'm like so like intrigued with you. Like I honestly am like, I love having conversations with her because she is fair and just. You know what I mean? Because I'm fair and just. Yeah. And like I feel like we feel the same way about a lot of things, even though we're not alike. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think like I have good conversations with you because we both think along the same lines. That's not fair. I'm not, you know what I mean? What else is on here that we need to talk about? What is this one? So that is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10th. Your 9th house. Okay, yeah, you have Jupiter in your 9th house. And your 9th house is ruled by Gemini, which is about communication. So that's luck and communication. So if we go and find the 9th house, what does this 9th house represent? And it's about travel and philosophy and learning. And like, so that all like makes sense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's like really cool how like you can kind of like read someone's chart and determine like who this person is going to be. Like if I, like my granddaughter, if I like pulled her chart and I wanted to read, like I could figure out who she's going to be before she even becomes that person. Yeah. Or like I can be like, this would be a perfect job for her. This would be like a perfect career for her. Like you can find all of it in your chart. Like you can find like your purpose and what you need to do in this life. Everything is in your chart. So, and it's just crazy how it like makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, like you tell me if I meet someone and I'm just like immediately like, they have to be an Aquarius or that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I already start trying to figure out if they say something. I don't do it to everyone.
Yeah.
But if I'm intrigued by someone or they do something off, I'm just like, oh, they must be a Scorpio. No, I'm just kidding. I have Scorpio friends. I can't like really like, I have like close friends that are Scorpios. Yeah. Like my whole life has been around Scorpio friendships, and like sometimes they're hard, but at the same time we're both direct with Scorpios and Aries, so it's kind of like easy for us to like understand each other, but then at the same time I'm just kind of like, you're gonna make me crazy, you know. Yeah. But romantically I can't do a Scorpio. So do you have any other questions? Or I feel like we could do another like episode and just kind of go into depth of something. So if there's something that you guys want to know about astrology, let me know, and then we can talk about that in another episode at a later date. So I feel like it's just fun. Like I think it's fun, but it's so accurate.
Yeah.
You know? Let's see. What are we going to do next?
Healing with animals?
Healing with animals. Yeah. So next week we'll be doing that. And just, you know, don't forget to like us and subscribe and let us know what else you want us to talk about. So thank you and have a great week. We'll see you next week.
Bye.